Hi, I'm Dr. Doreen Rivers, CEO and founder of Savantz AI. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through a faster, smarter way to create training that actually delivers. Not just content that checks a box, but learning experiences that drive performance, increase engagement, and deliver real results. If you're leading training at your organization, you already know the pressure. You're expected to produce high-quality content quickly, often with limited resources and growing demands. But here's the challenge. Traditional training doesn't stick. Slides, static videos, long PDFs. These tools were not designed for how people learn today. That means you're investing time and budget into content that may not deliver lasting impact. What if you could change that? What if you could turn your existing material into dynamic, professional training videos in under an hour without expensive equipment or technical skills? That's exactly what we do at Savantz AI, and today I'll show you how. This presentation is focused, practical, and designed to give you a clear path forward. By the end, you'll know exactly how to shift from outdated training methods to a modern solution that makes learning stick. Let's get started. Why traditional training fails to engage? The biggest mistake most organizations make is assuming that delivering information is the same as creating learning, but learning only happens when people are engaged. It's not just about presenting content, it's about how that content is experienced. When learners are passive, retention drops. When learners are actively engaged through visual and emotional connection, retention rises. Most training relies on static materials like slides, PDFs, and talking head videos. These formats were built for convenience, not effectiveness. The result? Learners zone out. Teams forget what they just learned, and organizations miss the opportunity to actually shift behavior or performance. This disconnect isn't just frustrating. It wastes time, money, and momentum. You can roll out training, but if no one remembers or applies it, you are back where you started. At Savantz AI, we help you convert flat, forgettable content into dynamic learning experiences that hold attention and drive action. Our platform makes it easy to replace static materials with professional visual training videos, pair voice and visuals in ways that reinforce core messages, deliver training that invites participation and emotional connection, create branded studio-quality videos in under an hour without a production team. You don't need to overhaul your entire training library to make a big impact. Start by identifying one piece of content that isn't landing with your team. Use Savantz AI to rebuild it into a compelling video. Watch what happens when your team actually remembers, responds to, and uses what they learn. If you're starting to see that your training isn't driving the results you need, it's time for a new approach. Click below to book your free Savantz Strategy Session. In this high-value call, we'll walk through how to transform even one piece of content into a powerful, engaging video your team will remember and apply. This session is designed to give you clarity, momentum, and a clear next step forward. The implementation gap. Effective training isn't just about delivering information. It's about driving real behavior change. That only happens when your learners can connect emotionally to the material and clearly see how to apply it. When content feels relevant and actionable, implementation naturally follows. Too often, organizations focus on knowledge transfer without building in support for real-world application. Learners walk away from training understanding the material in theory, but struggling to put it into practice. This implementation gap results in poor outcomes, wasted time, and disengaged teams. The Savantz platform helps you close this gap by making your training emotionally engaging and visually clear. Instead of passively watching content, learners experience real scenarios, visual models, and step-by-step demonstrations that show exactly how to apply what they've learned. This is what turns passive understanding into confident action. When you make your training easier to apply, your learners will implement new skills faster and more consistently, gain clarity on what success looks like in real-world settings, improve performance metrics that matter to your organization, feel more connected to the material and their role in applying it. If this is resonating with you, don't wait. Book your free Savantz Strategy Session today and see exactly how our platform can help you create training that's clear, actionable, and easy to implement. Connect with our team, explore your specific use case, and leave with a plan to make your training more effective. Click below to book your session now. The scalability paradox. Most organizations believe they must choose between quality and scale when it comes to training, but with the right technology, that trade-off disappears. You no longer have to sacrifice one for the other. Traditional training methods create a difficult dilemma. If you want high-quality, personalized training, you need significant time, budget, and production resources. On the other hand, scalable training often becomes generic, dry, and ineffective. This paradox leads to inconsistent learner outcomes, limited reach, and high production costs. Savantz makes it possible to create studio-quality, personalized training content in a fraction of the time. With our platform, you can produce professional video training in less than an hour, maintain consistent quality across departments and locations, update content quickly as your needs evolve, scale without adding production complexity. When you remove the limitations of traditional training production, you unlock new potential. Deliver impactful training to every learner, every time. Reduce costs while improving engagement. Respond quickly to changes in your business or compliance needs. Maintain brand consistency across your entire organization. Steve Grunlin, founder of tech recruiting firm Stone Arch Services, had a message worth hearing, but struggled to present it clearly. Like many small business owners, he lacked the time, tools, and video expertise to create presentations that stood out. Traditional video production felt slow, expensive, and out of reach. When Steve discovered Savantz AI, he was able to turn his ideas into dynamic, professional videos. No editing, filming, or design work required. Steve told us the transformation was immediate. His clients commented on how clear and professional his new presentations looked. His team found they could customize presentations on the fly for different prospects, giving them an edge they didn't have before. For Steve, the breakthrough wasn't just about upgrading the visuals. It was about removing the technical bottlenecks that had been slowing down his sales process and making it harder to communicate his value clearly. What if every pitch you gave felt like your best one, crisp, clear, and visually engaging? What if your team could create customized presentations in under an hour instead of taking all day? Pam McConlog at Spectrum Commercial Finance faced a common challenge in financial services, explaining complex offerings in a way that clients actually understand. Static slides and jargon-heavy presentations weren't working, and hiring a video production team every time wasn't realistic. Using Savantz AI, Pam created professional, polished videos that made her firm's services clear, visual, and client-friendly, all without needing a scriptwriter, designer, or editor. Pam shared that client conversations started flowing differently. Prospects grasped the concepts faster, which meant less time spent on follow-up explanations. Her team could now produce customized, high-quality explainer videos for different products and client segments, something that would have been impossible before. Pam's breakthrough was about bridging the gap between technical knowledge and client understanding, and doing it without adding weeks to her timeline or thousands to her budget. What if your clients instantly understood what sets you apart, without needing a second meeting? What if you could create clarity at scale, one video at a time? Jonathan Latham, a small business owner, faced a frustrating reality. His team dreaded compliance training. The material was boring, the delivery was clunky, and retention was a question mark. He knew it was a risk, but he didn't have the time, budget, or expertise to overhaul the training himself. Then, he found Savantz AI. With no prior video experience, Jonathan used the platform to turn dry compliance content into clear, visually engaging modules. Jonathan reported a complete turnaround. More team members completed the training. People told him they actually remembered what they learned and felt more confident applying it on the job. Even more meaningful for Jonathan, the atmosphere around training shifted. Instead of groaning when training was announced, his team showed up ready to engage. Jonathan didn't just improve training delivery. He changed the emotional experience of learning from something people endured to something that actually felt relevant and valuable. What if your team actually looked forward to training? What if compliance built confidence and culture instead of draining morale? What if compliance didn't drain morale but actually built culture and confidence? If you're still here, one thing is clear. You're committed to creating training that actually works. The old way of doing things is broken. Static slides, passive videos, and disengaged learners aren't just ineffective, they cost time, money, and momentum. At Savantz, we've built something different, a smarter way to create training content that's clear, engaging, and easy to implement. And the best part? You don't need a video team, tech skills, or a big budget to get started. This is your invitation to see it in action. Click below to book your complimentary Savantz Strategy Session and walk away with a clear, actionable strategy to elevate your training. You'll walk away with a clear understanding of where your current training may be underperforming. A step-by-step strategy for elevating your content using AI-powered video. A first-hand look at how fast and easy it can be to create professional-grade learning. Don't let another month go by with training that underdelivers. Click below to book your session now.